Welcome back to another episode of the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I am your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and Mel-Tran Designs on Plurk and Instagram. I'm in a different location today with a very white wall. I'm actually in my bedroom. The reason is because it's been cloudy and rainy and kind of icky, and so even during the day my living room has really crappy quality. And I apologize for the graininess of the picture again. I seriously cannot find my camera. So I've been cleaning my living room today, like cleaning it, you know, the little nooks and crannies and stuff, and I'm hoping it's on a shelf or something. It's really weird. I'm pretty good about it. I'm wondering if it fell next to the couch where my knitting stuff is, because I haven't cleaned that up in a while, and I'm thinking maybe it fell down behind there. And anyways, I wanted to get a recording done because I'm leaving next week, and I wanted to record hopefully this weekend, next week. They'll be kind of close together, but anyway, I'm sucking on a cough drop. I've had a little bit of, like, I feel fine, but I've just had kind of some ick in my throat for a couple of days. So anyways, sucking on that, and I have some drink here next to me so that way I can keep my mouth nice and lubricated. So anyways, all right, I have no notes today. I was like, I have to just sit down and record, and I'm running a little bit behind because I had to go out and buy some contacts, and it takes forever to get out to my eye doctor and back, and so that was an hour gone. I'll just go into happenings and we'll just talk. This Saturday, welcome new viewers, welcome back old viewers. What's the date today? The 13th of February. Great. I don't know what podcast number this is. I'll put it up on the thing. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Anyways, I have a clogging competition. The first one of the season is this Saturday, and I don't like to wear my glasses at competition, so I needed some more contacts. So I drove right there and back, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm going to move something here. Happenings these last couple weeks, nothing huge. A lot of same-o, same-o. I've been trying to clean. I really, really worked on my room last week. It ends up being the room that's the catch-all, and so I avoid doing it because there's just so much random stuff that, anyway. And I moved the bed last Friday. It was against the window, and now it's against this wall over here. And yeah, there's still some stuff over there by the dresser and stuff, but for the most part, the room's clean, and I'm good with that. So, and no, it's not nesting, for those of you wanting to poke fun. It's stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while, and when I finally started feeling good after the first trimester, I was like, okay, we're going to get this stuff done while I can now before I'm too big to do it. So, I did that, and I've been working on the living room this morning. Just been trying to, I'm trying to get stuff to where our house is small, and so a lot of times when I clean, that will involve, you know, making a nice pile of stuff over here, and I'm trying to clean out the piles and the extra stuff and things like that, and so that way when I do get more pregnant and when the baby comes, that because those piles and stuff will be gone, when the room gets messy, it'll be easier for Jake and the kids to clean it up because it won't be extra stuff. So just trying to make it easier on all of us for later on. So anyways, I'm trying to think. That's really mostly what's been going on. I've just been trying to do that and getting ready for competition. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So going on / coming up, we have our Year of the Q still going on, and that has been a lot of fun to watch that thread. And what else? No knit along for February. Oh, I forgot to. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Let me see what else is going on. There's been a little bit of posting in the Even Star knit along thread. I've started knitting on mine again, which you'll see, and I know a few people who are doing theirs during the Olympics. So there's been a little bit of activity going on there. Not much. Yeah, I think that's all that's going on. Just the Year of the Q. I'm still working on if we're going to do any more knit-alongs. Not anymore at all, but like if we're going to do one next month or what. I know that I'm going to be making a Piper's Journey because that's going to be the next class that I teach. And that's actually part of my Q. So maybe we'll do a shawl knit-along. Maybe we'll do a shawl knit-along for March. I know somebody said they wanted to do, Misty said she wanted to do a cardigan knit-along. But maybe we'll start that in April. Because that'll give me time to plan for it. The things that I've been wanting to do, like the vest that I want to make, which is a more of a cardigan style, you know, button-up vest. The yarn that I bought for it, which is 716 knit, 716 Boss, her DK weight. It's not actually a true DK. It's more like a light fingering weight, and so I can't get gauge, which is really frustrating because hand-dyed DK weight yarn in a sweater quantity, even at only 4 skeins, isn't cheap. And so I wish I would have known ahead of time that it wasn't a true DK because I wouldn't have bought it. Not because I don't like her yarn, but because I need a true DK weight for the vest that I want to make. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So that'll give me time. That'll give me all the rest of February and the month of March to figure out what I'm going to do. So yeah, let's do a shawl knit along in March. Yay, executive decision. Shawl knit along in March for the Year of the Q. Any shawl you want. Mine's going to be Piper's Journey. You can do anyone you want. All right. I think that's all that's going on. Coming up, obviously the knit along next month. And I am going to Stitches West next week. I leave Wednesday, the blah, blah, blah. What is that? 19th? 20th? 19th, I think. It is the 19th. That's when I leave. And I will be gone through the following Monday. Stitches itself is the 20th to the 23rd. I will be in booth 117 with the Sassy Sheep. My patterns are being printed today because she has a section set aside in her booth to sell my patterns. So I will have those, and I have buttons, a whole bunch. I bought 100 buttons. So please come and say hi if you're there. Please, please, please introduce yourself and tell me that you watch so that way I know who you are. So yeah, I think that's all that's coming up. Clogging competitions and stuff, but the next one's not till next month, so we'll talk about that later. All right, let's get into the knitting because we haven't already been talking about knitting. Whatever. Oh, wait, before we do that, pause. I have a book that I bought when I was pregnant with Eli that I've actually only knit 2 things out of, and it's just not really my style of stuff. There's nothing wrong with the book. It's a perfectly good book. So I wanted to offer it up to anyone who wants it for free. You just have to pay for shipping. And unfortunately, I've been burned in the past when I offered something for free that you only had to pay shipping, where I shipped it out and then told the person how much it was going to cost and didn't get paid. And even though I contacted her repeatedly, I never got paid, which was kind of lame because she got a really good amount of yarn and only needed to pay me like $250 or something like that. So you'll have to pay me ahead of time for the shipping. I'll figure out exactly how much it'll cost, and you can just PayPal it to me. The book is Natural Knits for Babies and Moms, and it's by Louisa Harding. And I'll show you a few of the patterns. I wish it had a oh, spit out the words, a picture index, because then I could just show it to you. There's a maternity sweater. There's a blanket that's kind of a sampler blanket. There's a pillow that has kind of the same idea. I know I'm going fast. There's a beanie hat that's for boys and girls variations. There's booties that have boys and girls variations. There's the thumbless mittens that are nice. I know I'm just kind of going through this. Rabbit, cat, and bear stuffed toys. There's a blanket and hat set. Look at that cute baby. I've made that hat a couple times. It's a good little baby hat. Textured sweater. Another sweater. Another sweater. It's actually the same one, but there's the girl version. This is a lace-edged cardigan. Like I said, nothing wrong with these, just not really my taste. Kimono. And there's a girl version too. Here we go. Boy and girl version, one with the picot edge and one without. This is a chenille cardigan, which you could obviously make with something other than chenille. This is a cabled sweater. We're almost done. Another sweater. And the ages, a lot of these are up to 18-month size. So it doesn't have to be for newborns. It can be for, you know, for a little bit older babies. Cute little dress. This is the Oz vest. I wish this one went up to Eli's size because I'd make him one for church. This is kind of a lame one. This is the Queen of Hearts nursing sweater. Sorry, but I don't want to be wearing a sweater with like 100 buttons up the front. You already feel weird enough when you're nursing. Not weird, but, you know, things are uncomfortable. This is a leafy lace shawl that is meant to kind of keep you warm, but you can use it as a cover-up, like if you're, you know, nursing in public and you don't want to have one of those really obvious, what are they called? Hooter hiders or hooter, I hate the name. Anyways, a nursing cover-up that makes it look like you're wearing a bib the size of you. Anyway, I'll keep my opinions to myself. This is something that would be a little bit more tasteful and look a little bit more more fashionable, and if it happened to be a little bit chilly, like if you were at a place where there was air conditioning or whatever, and also your baby would be able to breathe because it's lacy. So anyways, just saying. And that is all. And this one, see, she's actually wearing it kind of like a front and buttoned it right there, or fastened it right there. I think that's a really cute way to wear it. So anyways, like I said, it's a good book. First person who tells me they want it, like I said, I'll just tell you how much the shipping is, and boom, we'll get it out to you. Okay. Knitting. There has been knitting. Let me grab these and these and these. Oh, I have a needle sticking through my project bag. That's funny. All right, the first thing on the needles is almost a hoe, mainly because the first thing is done minus the thumb. I'm making a pair of cursed cable mitts to wear at Stitches out of my favorite single color, that the Sassy Sheep has, and she's called it Mel-Tran Turquoise. Mel-Tran's Turquoise. I don't know. It's my name and then turquoise. I just don't know if she put an S, apostrophe S. So here's the first one. It's so funny looking when it's not on. Let me put it on. Like I said, I haven't done the thumb yet because I'm doing the second one and then I'll do the 2 thumbs. Because I just want to make sure I do the exact same number of rows. So here it is. Isn't that gorgeous? So I know I designed this pattern, but I seriously love knitting it. It's so much fun. And then you get this awesome wrappy cable at the end, and it's awesome. This yarn is her new base, the Saki Sheep base, and I just swallowed the rest of my cough drop. It was little, but anyway, it's a little bit of a lighter fingering weight, so this ended up being snug, which is fine. It's supposed to be snug, more snug than the Fiber Nymph mitts were, but that's fine because I like how it fits, and it'll be easy to put on through sleeves and stuff. It won't get all bunched up and things like that. So anyway, there's the first one minus the thumb, and the second one is finished. The hand is finished. Here's the thumb, and I've done the little bit of wrist, and then you can see that it's starting to move. I do 10 repeats of the moving before I start increasing, and then I do 5 after that. So I do a total of 15 for the arm, and I'm like 6 into it. And this is, this knit up so fast. For this one, I already had this top cuff done, and then I didn't have the needles to do the rest, so I just set it aside. When I was able to get the needles, I did all the rest of this, like this much in one day and this much the next day. That's how fast this knits up. It's such a quick knit, and I just turn on some Netflix and go to town. Like I said, this is the new base from the Sassy Sheep called Saki Sheep. It is a 75-25 merino nylon blend. You cannot tell that there's 25% nylon. And I know I've talked about it before, but holy crap, is this stuff soft. This is what my ball looks like. I'm actually pulling from the outside just because then the ball will still be nice and tight when I'm done, and I'll be able to weigh it and see how much I can use. There's my little size 0 DPN that I'm using as a cable needle. So anyways, that's the Cursed Cable Mitts by me, Mel-Tran Designs. Go check it out. You should go buy the pattern if you don't already have it. Just saying. It's great for self-striping too. You should go look at the pictures. I did it out of some Good and Plenty. Oh, so awesome. Okay, moving on. I have been working on my Even Star. I have not put a little dealy bob thing to show where I was last time, and I probably won't. Let me see, I've only done like 5 or 6 rows. Not a lot, but hey, every little bit adds up. This is in chart 3, and you can see it has kind of this mesh. Let's turn it the right way. There we go. Mesh section here, and then kind of it's some twisted ribbing along here. So there's a lot of rows of this. You do this the same 4 rows, I think like 6 times total or something like that. So anyways, it looks cool. It's kind of boring because it's the same 4 rows, but at the same time I know what's coming. The only one I don't like is row 3 because there's kind of these, and this isn't giving away too much of the pattern because it's a very extensive pattern. There are these, it's a knit 2 together that's twisted and a slip knit that's twisted, but it's the way that you put the slip the stitches over, and it's to keep the twisted rib, which I totally understand. It just slows me down, and so I get to row 3 and I'm like, oh. So I sit and power through it, and then I'm like, woohoo! 4, 1, 2, okay, putting it away. So anyways, even though it doesn't look like that much, it'll never look like that much when I only do 5 rows on cobweb weight yarn and size 1, 2.25 needles. So that yarn is actually also Sassy Sheep. Let me pull out, I have the tag in my bag. And this is her Oriental lace. It's 45% merino, 55% silk in the Mel-Trans turquoise. Oh, there is an apostrophe S. Mel-Trans turquoise. And it's in 4 ounces you get 1,600 yards. Like I said, it's a cobweb weight, and with that silk, it's not super shiny, but it's so soft and really strong. Like you can feel the silk in a good way when you're dealing with the yarn. It doesn't fall apart. So anyways, there's that. I've really been enjoying working on it. I'm not going to finish it during the Olympics or during any other event. It will be an event the day that I finish that last point on the star, though, on the outside. All right. Moving along again. Lisa, Fiber Nymph, is having a knit along that I'm an idiot and started last month and then stopped because she's like, the knit along hasn't started yet because I don't pay attention. All I had done was the toe of the sock, and so I was like, well, if I just don't work on it for the first couple days of February, then it will be as if I started on the 1st. I don't think it's cheating. It's not that big of a deal. It's just knit along. So I'm just doing it for fun. Anyway, it's her hearts. Crap. No. Dang it, Lisa. Something about hearts, knit along, and it has to do with Valentine's Day, and the rules are pretty loose. Anything that has hearts in the motif, hearts in the name, or if you're using red or pink yarn. So I didn't have anything in my queue that was hearts, but I did have some red and pink yarn left over, actually from her, and it is her Let Me Love You colorway. And I decided to use my black for the toe. I'm going to do the toe and the heel and the cuff because I've already made a pair of socks out of this, so I really need to make it go. And see, I don't have a ton, but I have small feet. And I'm actually ready to put the heel in now, which is why it's still sitting like this. This is great church knitting. I love plain vanilla socks for knitting at church. This is a base that she doesn't have anymore. I think it's called her Desire base, and I apologize, I don't remember what's in it. I know that it's a different type of wool and then nylon, but I can't, I'm wanting to say British, English something, British something, I can't quite remember, I'm sorry. Anyways, it was some that she had some of and said, hey, do you want some of this? It was when I was ordering this yarn, and I was like, sure. So anyways, I like the black with it. I don't know why, I just really do. I could have probably used white, but I really like the way the black pops against it. So anyways, just a plain vanilla sock, 64 stitches. I'm using DPNs because it's fun to change things up a little bit. I used to hate them, and now I can't say I love them, but they're fun. I have fun with them. I enjoy them. But I wouldn't convert completely over. For me, it just depends. So anyways. So there's that. The black that I'm using is just the knit picks that I bought a couple years ago to use for toe, heel, and cuff on any self-striping socks that I might want to be working on. I'm going to get new glasses next year, and they're going to actually fit my face. Just saying. These are too long here because I have kind of I'm a small person, and so that's why they sit like forward like this, but I can't see as well, and I think they look funny, and they feel weird sitting so far forward because they're not reading glasses. So that's why I'm constantly pushing them up, just in case you've ever noticed how often I'm touching my glasses. It's not because I have this weird fixation. They just don't fit quite right. So anyways, I know that's a total tangent, but there you go. That's me today. I'm going to get a drink. Look at my cute elephant. I don't think you guys have seen this. My friend made it for me for my birthday a couple years ago. She made one for all the kids for their birthdays, and when it came my birthday, she's like, well, you get an elephant too. What colors do you want? I said, blue and orange. So he has orange feet and orange hands and the top of his head. And I actually jokingly say that he has his Bronco yarmulke on. No offense to Jewish people. It's not meant as offensive, and his little tuft of hair. And so, anyways, he sits on my little bedside table that is actually not a table. I had a stack of boxes in the corner of my bedroom, and I was like, okay, I have nowhere else to put them. And they weren't huge boxes, but they were tall enough that when I broke it down into 2 stacks, it was the perfect height for Jake and I to have bedside tables, because we don't actually have bedside tables as regular furniture. We just don't own them right now because they fell apart. Anyway, so he sits on my bedside table because he's cute. Anyway. All right. Oh, shoot. I forgot to bring something in. I'll show you next time. Sorry about all the crinkling there. Okay, there was a book I was going to bring in just to show you a pattern out of. All right, moving on. This is the baby blanket that I'm making for the baby. And I haven't worked on it in a while, actually. It is the twinkle blanket, twinkle baby twinkle. Has the word twinkle in it, and go to my projects page and look. I never remember the exact name, but it has to do with, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because it has a little star motif on it. So, all right, I think I had started with the pink last time. I started here with blue. Oh, I'm like, what just fell? And then used, and that was all the blue I had. It wasn't a whole skein, but it looks like a lot because it was the center. And then I used almost a whole skein of gray, but wanted to start at the beginning of a repeat and didn't have enough to do another repeat of it. So did the gray, and now I've incorporated the pink, and I have 2 skeins of that. And then when the pink is done, I have a really electric purple that's going to be the edging. So let's see if I can hold it close enough and you can see. It's really basic. Pretty much all, there it is, all stockinette with 2 rows of actual patterning, really. So they have a DK weight version, and she also has a fingering weight version if you wanted to make more like a shawl type, like a square, shawl type size. So anyways, I don't know how big that'll be when it's done. I have the yarn that I have, and that's all I have. So it'll be that big. Excuse me. I'm going to clear my throat. There we go. All right. I think that's all I have on the needles. Oh, well, I do have one more thing, but it's designing, so that'll be a separate thing. So let's talk about FOs. And my FOs and my spinning are going to kind of, oh, shoot. I didn't even think to bring that in. I have something else on the wheel that's really cool. I'll show you next time. I promise, because it'll be something I'm working on for a while. Okay, I finished the set of mitts for the Sassy Sheep booth. That's my new pattern. They're called the Terra mitts, and I have not released them yet. They've been tested. I was gonna get pictures this week, but the weather's been so bad that I haven't, and I'm actually including them in the patterns that I'm selling. And what I'm gonna do is just try and get one good picture, and then send it to Walgreens to have them just print off a nice picture of it, and we'll just put it next to the pattern, so there can at least be a picture next to the pattern, and then the person can go onto Ravelry after they buy it and see pictures. It's the only thing I could think to do, because I needed to get them printed now, because obviously we leave in a few days. So you got to do what you got to do. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I don't want to give it away until it's released officially. But I'm going to show you how the hand looks. The hand is plain. I love the colorway. It's her passion colorway. This is some Socky Sheep from the Sassy Sheep, and it's her red tonal. So anyway, those are finished. Ends woven in and everything. They're good. They're too big for me because I made them so Sarah can wear them outside of the booth, if she wants to wear them in between events and things like that, or wear them at the event. You know, she could blah blah words. All right, spinning. Let's just. I've been spinning. I was working on a couple of shop samples for Sarah that I talked about last time, and I have some new stuff on the wheel. The two shop samples I did up for her, well, I did 3. One of them was the fingering weight yarn that I've already shown you. This is some black alpaca and silk, and the colors show up really well in like fluorescent lights or outside, but in my room with the lighting that I have that I'm trying to do, you can't see them as well with this colorway. But either way, it's so beautiful. And what I did, because I had two different braids, 2 different colors, I decided to spin this one up as a 2-ply and a little bit thicker, so it's more of a DK weight to a worsted. Some places are more of a worsted, but I think overall it would knit up as at like a DK gauge. And look at the drape on that. It's just awesome. The other skein that I did, I decided to do it thin and do a true 3-ply. And this is the Caribbean Sunrise colorway. Ignore the bright blue. That's my ties. But this one you can see the colors in. And I loved spinning it. It was so much fun to watch the colors. And they're, for the most part, the colors matched up because of the way that, because I spun it the same direction, you know, from the same end all 3 times. Yeah, there's a spot here. Let me see if it'll show up. It's pretty small, so can you tell that that's like the pink and the blue? I don't know if you can, probably can't, but anyway. So this one is more fingering to sport. It kind of goes between the two, and like I said, it's a 3-ply. The other one's a 2-ply. So this was, the singles were spun much thinner, which silk does amazingly easy. But anyways, I just wanted to be able to show people the difference, and I don't know if she'll have me knit up a swatch with part of it. If she does, I can just do it on the way down there, because, you know, we'll be driving for like 10 hours. So anyway, so that's those. And then I started spinning the Into the World fiber that Sheep Therapy Pam gave me last year when she was here visiting. And I don't remember the fiber content. I have the bag, I just don't remember it off the top of my head. And it's the, I don't even know what colorway it is. It has blues and oranges and yellows and greens. A tiny bit of purple kind of in there, but not very much. I think that covers all of it. Kind of a goldish. Anyway, really pretty. And the way that it's spinning up is so beautiful. I'm doing a true 3-ply with that as well. I'm loving the true 3-plies. I love how they look. I love plying them. I love true 3-plies. So anyways, I'm actually done with the first third, and my wheel is set up to start the second third. If I start spinning on it before I leave for stitches, I have to finish spinning that before I leave, because Sarah wants me to take my wheel just in case there's space in the booth for me to be sitting and spinning some of her fiber, and so I can't have Into the World on there. I mean, I know I could pull it off, but I like to finish a yarn, or at least that ply of it, with the settings the way they are. And then, anyway, we'll see. I want to finish the Cursed Cable Mitts first, because that's the last thing. Those weren't as important because they're not shop samples, but I have plenty of time to finish them still. In fact, I'll probably finish at least the body of that second one. Well, I guess it's this one today, and then maybe thumbs tomorrow, or maybe I'll have time tonight. I don't know. We don't really have anything going on I have some friends coming over to visit a little bit later tonight, but other than that, there's not really anything going on today, so I'll probably have time. So, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, details, details. Designing, I have two things. The first is, the knitting is finished, but the hat as a whole, I need to put the finishing touches on. I'll show it to you. I don't think any of you are going to steal it. It's out of the white yarn that I was doing the feathergrass fiber yarn that I told you was labeled as a worsted, and nowhere near worsted weight. I mean, like, it's knitting up at a great sport weight gauge. Needle size and everything is totally sport weight. So I'm going to say it's a sport weight. It's 100 grams, 295 yards, 100% merino. And this is what I came up with. I know it looks short, but I'll show it to you on me. Here's the hat, but it actually has an overlapping button band, which I know it's the same pattern and it doesn't show up super, super different, but when I see if I can hold this up and show this at the same time. When I tack it down, you'll be able to see the difference there. And I also got these really cool silver buttons to use. There's 3 of them. So they'll go, you know, here, 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 here. And that'll really set off the flap. And you can see it better in person than it's showing up there. And like I said, I know it looks short, but watch this when I put it on. Let's get my hair out of my face here. You can put it behind, and it's not incredibly tight. There's actually room here. And this hasn't been blocked either. It hasn't been relaxed. And I'm not gonna. I tried it on with my bangs pulled back and stuff earlier to see if it went down here, and it still comes all the way down. So I think especially once I soak it and it relaxes, it's really going to be, whew, that's very warm, a good length. So anyways, there's that, and that'll come out. The pattern's written. I just need to block that first and make sure it's going to relax as much as I think it's going to before I put it out to testers and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, the next thing I'm working on is actually from the same one, but it's her actual sport weight yarn. I'm telling you, they're the same. In fact, yeah, I can even, let's see here. Oh, see, this one's been touched a lot and stuff. Maybe it won't show up very well. See how both of those are the same size? The white one is allegedly worsted weight, and the brown one is sport. They're both sport. I'm going to talk to her about it. I'm not going to show you the design on the back of the mitten right now, but I'll show you the front, just how it's knitting up. I did a twisted rib, and then it's, you know, plain stockinette on the inside. This is my lifeline because I'm working on the decreases, and I have some cabling on the back, and I'm trying to work the decreases into the cabling, and so that's why I put a lifeline in case it just doesn't work, and then we'll figure it out. I'm trying to, it doesn't matter. Anyways, there you go. Here's the yarn. So anyways, there's that. Moving on, 39 minutes. Anuska already dropped out 9 minutes ago. Okay, that's all I have for spinning and designing and all that other stuff. I have acquisitions to show you, and then we'll be done. I've been, I try to be positive on here, but I also am a truthful person, and I'm not going to lie to you if I'm disappointed in a product. And I hope that's okay with all of you. I know there are some podcasters who, will just, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm going to be honest about how I feel and what I think. And I hope you're okay with that. I hope you'll appreciate it as much as I appreciate that in another person, because I don't want to be lied to, I don't want to be misled, and I don't want to be told politically correct crap. Okay? All right. So I ordered 2 skeins of yarn from an indie dyer. Oh, and I'll tell you who the indie dyer is too. Some podcasts won't. They'll just say, here's what I got, but I'm not going to tell you who. I'm going to tell you who it is. So, there you go. It was great. It's Great Lakes hand dyed. Great Lakes hand dyed on Etsy. And I've been wanting to order from her for a while now. And she carries a DK weight yarn that I had been looking at. Her price is really good. Her colors are pretty, I had been wanting to for a while. She posted on Plurk that because of finishing this semester out and doing some moving and stuff like that, that she was going to be closing her shop until about June. And I was like, well, I have a vest that I really want to make, and I wanted to use her yarn for this vest because I only needed 2 skeins of it. And I was hoping to make it before June when the baby comes. So I decided to order it. There's a color that I had been eyeing, and she had a 20% off code, and so I was like, perfect. And I had an Etsy gift card. The whole thing was just like the planets are aligning, you know what I mean? So I ordered it, and when it got here, it was not what I thought I was getting. I understand the whole monitors differ, blah, blah, blah. But every time I've ordered an indie yarn, it has been very close to what the picture was, with the exception of Desert Vista Dye Works because she dyes it after the fact. But indie dyers that I have experienced, they take a picture of what they have, and that's what they post. When you click, this is what I want to buy, that's the picture of the yarn that you are purchasing. And I haven't been led astray. And I've bought from, multiple bigger name indie dyers. Highland Handmaids, Fiber Nymph, Twisted Limon, 716 Knit, Huckleberry Knits, can't forget her. Anyways, they've always been true to what the picture was. Even if it was half a shade off or whatever. This is not what I thought I was getting. The picture that I saw was a beautiful light gray that did not look tonal hardly at all. It looked like a mostly solid light gray. That being said, the colorway that I got, the 2 skeins really don't match. Really, really don't match each other. And when I messaged her about it, I said, is the picture on the listing the exact yarn that I got? And she pretty much said she doesn't always take new pictures, and she just kind of uses pictures from previous stocks of that colorway. And I said, as a consumer of indie dyed stuff, and I don't buy all the time. I buy when I can, but I've grown accustomed to having a picture of the skein of yarn I'm buying, or they'll take a picture of the set of 3 that they've dyed or whatever. That's the yarn I'm getting. That's the exact yarn I'm going to be getting. And she said, thanks for the feedback. I'll take that into consideration, you know, in the future. And she did offer a refund. And I told her that it would probably work, because I think it'll be fine. It just was not what I was expecting. So, that being said, and it says it's merino. It doesn't feel like merino. It's not soft like merino. It doesn't have the squish factor. Yeah, it's... Anyways. So, this is the colorway, and I hope... I have my screen light turned down because I know it reflects a lot of blue, and actually maybe I'll turn it down all the way. This one is a little bit of gray and mostly off-white. This one is almost like a variegated gray and white. I'm hoping that it shows up the difference between the two skeins. Also, I know that hand-dyed skeins can be different. Please don't lecture me on that. I know, and I always plan to alternate skeins when I buy from indie dyers. But these are two totally different skeins of yarn. And I hope that's showing up. To me, it looks like it is. So, I think it'll be fine. The color's fine, and it'll look good with a lot of the things that I wear, because I have kind of some darker or more saturated colored shirts and things like that I can wear it with. Like I said, it just wasn't what I thought I was getting, because this is not what the picture looked like. And I've even gone back a couple of times to look, and it was not a true representation of what she was sending me. So, I don't know that I will purchase from her again, just because I don't want to take that chance. I don't have a lot of yarn money. And if she's not going to be consistent, and if she's not going to be posting pictures of what I'm actually purchasing, I don't want to take that chance. I want what I thought I was ordering. That's what I want. And I don't think that's asking too much, even from an indie dyer. And when I have other options and other indie dyers who show me exactly what I'm getting, why take the chance with this one when I know beyond a shadow of a doubt what I'm getting with the others? So, all right, I will show you. It's her ARC DK 100% Superwash Merino, 310 yards. And like I said, it does not feel like merino. I hope it softens up, but it's going to be a vest, so it doesn't really matter if it does. But yeah, I'm just going to move on. There you go. Last night, and this is what I was going to bring in here. Let me make sure it's not. Oh, I did bring it. Yay. Kayan's birthday is coming up, and each year, if you remember last year, I showed you the monsters that I made for the kids for their birthdays. Well, I have a book that I got, Knitted Wild Animals, that at least Kayan has decided to go out of. Eli still wants a monster, and I think Kayan Anansi wants an animal too. So Kayan decided that she wants an elephant. Here's what it looks like. Anansi, I told you not to come in. Whatever you want. So she came home sick. There's that. That's the best picture, I think. Super cute. Let's see if there's, this one, let's see if I can, this one shows the cute tail. And his trunk is tucked under, which I love. So, anyways, this book is so much fun. I've talked about it before. That's what she wanted. And Knitted Wild Animals, 15 adorable, easy to knit toys by Sarah Keene. If you decide to buy this book, make sure this is the one that you're getting, because she has another one that with pretty much the exact same title, but not the exact same animals in it. So make sure it has the cute tiger on the front. So, and what's fun, even though this doesn't have a visual picture index of them, like with the page numbers, it has, well, it has kind of a visual, you know, it goes through all of the animals in the front, but I wanted to show you, I love this picture, hold on. Oh, this is what I'm making for myself for my birthday this year. Everyone should have a blue hippo. Hold on. Oh, this. Here's a snapshot of all the animals loving each other. Anyway, love this book. Haven't knit out of it yet, but anyway. So I took Cayenne to the store. I took her to my local yarn store first because they carry Kramer Perfection. Plymouth Kramer Perfection yarn. And it's a great wool acrylic blend. You might remember that I made my father-in-law's Christmas scarf out of it. And I really enjoy it. I want to be able to support my LYS, even though they don't want to support us. And anyway, they were out of any good colors. They had a huge stock, but people used it a lot for Christmas knitting and stuff, and they haven't restocked because she was trying to bring other stuff in. Anyway, so Cayenne and I left and decided to go to Michael's because it's a stuffed animal, and I'm not going to be using expensive 100% superwash, you know, and pay $11 a skein and up for a toy that needs to be able to be washed. So we went to Michael's and looked around, and what she found that just made her little heart jump for joy was actually some Red Heart, but not your grandma's Red Heart. It's the Red Heart Shimmer. And I wasn't making a podcast when I made Anansi's sweater. If you look through my project pages, my projects page, you'll see that I made a sweater for Anansi, I think a couple years ago now. I think I just called it Anansi's Hot Shot. It's like a bright pink, and it has a black hood and a black kangaroo pocket and black sleeves. Anyways, the pink has the black, yeah, the yarn that I used was actually this yarn. It has held up to being washed and dragged through everything, and anyways, and it's really soft. I don't know if you can see how fuzzy it is. I don't know if that's showing up very well. Yeah, you can kind of see it up here. So anyways, it's a worsted weight yarn, and it has 280 yards, and I had a 50% off coupon, so one of them was, you know, cheaper than the other. I spent like $7, $7.25 or $7.50 or something like that on both of these. So 2 skeins, and so she will have a very pretty blue elephant. So that'll be started on soon because she actually has her birthday on March 6th. So I need to finish the cursed cable mitts, and then my brain can think about other things. Lastly, this acquisition was a gift, and it came out of nowhere for me. I had no idea that it's kind of one of those like, oh, hey, you're a popular person and you know I exist type thing. I'm going to hold it up and show you first, and for those of you who also follow this person, you will recognize it, and then I'll tell you who it's from for the rest of you. For the rest of you commoners, no, I'm totally kidding, totally kidding. So I got this in the mail. Do you recognize it? For those of you who watch Steve of Dramatic Knits, you will recognize it because he's the one that made it for me. And not for me, for the baby, but sent it to me. And I was shocked, blown away, because there are a few friends that I have that I talk to on a regular basis who I know are going to knit stuff for the baby because they've told me and asked me, you know, color choices or preferences, you know, blah, 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 blah. Or just flat out said, I'm knitting something for the baby. So when someone who, like I said, I mean, I know he knows I exist because I was the featured designer on his podcast for a little while, but I didn't think it went past there. So when I got this in the mail, and there was a very nice note that said he was excited about us having a little girl, and he wished that he would get to meet me this summer at Zombie Apocalypse that I unfortunately can't go to because the baby's going to come like 2 weeks before. If I was closer, I'd go, but it's a drive like most of the way across the country. So, or, like halfway across the country, and I'm not doing that 2 weeks postpartum. So, anyways, it was a very kind note, and very beautiful knitting. And I love the dark green, and it's the perfect size. And anyway, I will cherish it, and the baby will cherish it later on when she's old enough. And that's it. Thank you, Steve. So very much. I was totally surprised and very honored and flattered that you thought of me and would send me some of your beautiful hand knit work. So anyways, all right, that is all. And I think, see, I'm already at 56 minutes. I'll bring this up next time if things haven't changed. We are having a bear of a time trying to come up with a middle name for the baby. I'm going to talk about it later in the future. If we can't come up with something, I'm going to enlist the help of all of you guys. And no, Becca, it's not going to be Rebecca. Sorry. She's already been trying to pitch naming the baby after her. So, anyways, if we can't think of something, get your thinking caps on and we'll talk later. So, in the meantime, have a great rest of the week and a weekend, and I really am going to try to record next Tuesday. I know that's a fairly short turnaround, but I will at least have the cursed cable mitts done. I'll have a few more rows done on my even star, and probably the elephant started to show you, and I'll put the buttons on that hat so you can see it finished. So I'll have a few things to show you, and it'll be a pre-stitches recording. So anyway, all right. So until next time, keep knitting. Bye.